Hello students, welcome once again. Today I am going to discuss chapter number 15 from science, and the name of the chapter is energy. Okay, so in this chapter we are going to talk about energy. So we know that nothing in this world can operate without energy. Nothing in this world can operate without energy. The cars or the vehicles which move from one place to another, which covers distance of 20 kilometers, 50 kilometers, so is according to the amount of energy it has, according to the amount of fuel it has in it. Okay, so we know that computer, television, refrigerator, fan, music system doesn't work without electrical energy. So if there is electrical energy, then these things will work. Otherwise this type of electrical appliances will not work without energy. Okay, without electrical energy. So we know that all living beings, okay, all living beings requires energy to live, energy to survive. Without energy the living beings cannot survive in this world. So from where does the energy comes from? The energy comes from the food which we take. That means we human beings, all living beings, or we can say all animals, directly or indirectly depend on plants for food. Okay, depend on plants for food. So we can say that food provide us the energy to continue our life. Food provide us the energy to carry out the different work which we have. Okay, so we all know that, and even also we know that plants are also considered as living. Plants are also living. That is why they also need energy to survive. So in our case, in case of human beings, okay, we cannot make our own food. So that is why you are termed as heterotrophs. And in case of plant, they can make their own food by utilizing sunlight, water and carbon dioxide. That is why they are autotrophs. Okay, so like us, like human beings, plants also need energy. They produce or they prepare their energy by utilizing sunlight, water and carbon dioxide. So in short, energy makes everything work. That means without energy we won't be able to do any kind of work, and if there is no energy, then the machine will also not work. Okay, some machines are there which needs fuels, some are there which needs electrical energy, and in case of us we need food. Okay, so in short we have come to know that without energy we cannot continue our life, we cannot do any kind of work. Okay, and the work we do depend on the amount of energy we have. If we have more energy, we will be able to do more work, and if we don't have enough energy, if we don't have more energy, if we are unhealthy, if we are not fit, then we won't be able to do more work. Similar cases, same cases happens in case of machines, in case of vehicles. Okay, so if the vehicle have more quantity of fuel in it, it will travel, it will cover more distance. So if it has a less amount of fuel, that means what? Then we know that food and fuel have what? Stored energy. So when we will put fuels in the vehicle, okay, in the vehicle it will travel, it will move according to the quantity of fuel it has. If it has more fuel, it will cover more distance. If it has less fuel, it will travel less distance. That is why while going for a visit, while traveling, you have seen that people used to refill the tank, okay, by using petrol or diesel. So in short, we can say that energy is the capacity to do work, or you can say that energy is the ability to do work. Okay, so energy has what? Energy has many forms. So we are going to that means what? Energy are of many types. So we are going to learn about it now. Okay, so first of all we are going to learn about stored energy and chemical energy. Okay, so we know that food and fuel have stored energy during respiration. During respiration, food combines with the oxygen to form special kind of sugar and carbon dioxide. And we know that the carbon dioxide is expelled out. Okay, and the energy, some part, and the energy which are produced during the process, some part of the energy are utilized by our body, and the rest of the energy are stored as fat under our skin or around different body parts. Okay, so from this we can understand that food have what? Stored energy in it. So food has what? Stored energy in it. So this energy is derived from the plants and the plant's product. How? We know that plant use sunlight to make their, plant use water, carbon dioxide and sunlight to make their food. Okay, so when they make their food, okay, they do not utilize all the food at a time. They utilize some of them, some of the amount which is required for them, and the rest of the food is stored in the stem, in the leaves and in the fruit. So when we take the fruit, when we take the stems, when we take the leaf, okay, so this energy, the stored energy in the leaves, stems or in the fruit comes to us, and this energy is utilized by us to do different kind of work. So like plants also, we do not use all the energy at a time. We utilize some of it, and the rest of it is stored in our body as fats. Okay, so same cases happens with fuel. Okay, with fuel. So when fuel combines with the oxygen, okay, when fuel burns, they combine with the oxygen to release light and heat energy. Okay, so when fuel combines with the oxygen, when fuel burns, they combine with the oxygen to release light and heat energy. Okay, so that means what? Food and fuel have what? Stored energy. Cells, batteries, okay, which are used in clocks, okay, also have energy in it. Okay, also have energy in it. So this energy is called as stored energy, and this, so that means batteries, pencil batteries, cells also have what? Stored energy. Their energy is called as chemical energy because it is released through chemical reactions. Okay, so when we use the cell, the energy stored in it changes to electrical energy. That is why you have seen when we use cell or batteries in torch, it gives us what? It gives us, when we switch on the torch, it gives us light. Okay, it gives us what? It gives us light. So we can say that the energy which is stored in the cell gets converted into electrical energy when we use them. Now we are going to learn about potential energy. Okay, now we are going to learn about potential energy. Okay, so you do one thing, take a rubber band. Okay, so we will understand this, we will understand about potential energy by the help of an activity. Okay, by the help of an activity. So take a rubber band, hold it at one end and pull the other end. Okay, so the band will what? The rubber band will stretch. The rubber band will stretch. Now release the band and see what happens. What we have to do? We have to take a rubber band. We have to hold it at one end and we have to pull. We have to pull the other end. Now what we have to do? We have to release the rubber band. So when we will pull the rubber band, it will what? It will stretches. Okay, so when we pull the rubber band, it will stretch. It will stretch. So after stretching it, we have to release it and we have to see, after releasing it, we have to see what happens. Okay, so the energy which is transferred, the energy which is transferred to the rubber band while stretching it, will be stored as potential energy. So when we release the band, the rubber band will utilize the stored energy to regain its original length. That means when we pull the rubber band, it will stretch. The energy which we utilize while pulling the rubber band makes the rubber band stretch. When we release it, the rubber band will come to its original length by using the energy which are stored in the rubber band. Okay, so the next we are going to take one more activity to understand this. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to take a toy car. Okay, we have to take a toy car by which the kids used to play. We have to take a toy car, we have to wind it by using its key. Now after winding it, place it on the ground and you see what happens. Okay, so while winding the spring, while spring, we know that inside the toy car a spring is present. So when we wind it by the help of a key, the spring compressed. The spring get what? The spring get compressed, and the energy transferred to the spring is stored as potential energy. So when after winding it, the spring will get compressed, and the energy utilized while compressing the rubber band. Okay, the energy utilized while compressing the spring will be stored in the spring as potential energy. Now when we place the toy car on the ground, okay, slowly the spring will start unwinding. So when it unwinds, it will release the energy which are stored in the spring, which will make the toy car move. Okay, so the another one is what? All the things which are placed at a height have stored energy. A rock or a stone suddenly comes to the ground by rolling. Okay, so why this happens? So when the rock or the stone is placed at a height, it has energy stored in it. So when it comes to the ground, while coming to the ground, it releases the energy which are stored in it. So we can say that the energy possessed by a body due to its position and configuration is called as potential energy. Okay, the energy possessed by a body or possessed by an object due to its position and configuration is called as potential energy. Okay, so now we are going to learn about electrical energy. Okay, now we are going to learn about electrical energy. So we can see that light, refrigerators, televisions, computer, okay, running on electrical energy. What does it mean? Without this means these electrical appliances will not work. So to run these things we need electrical energy. So how do we get this energy? Okay, how do we get this energy? It comes from the power station. Through long cables or wires. Okay, so long cable or wires, and each and every month we used to get electric bill. So do you know for what we used to pay the money when we get the bill? We used to pay the money for the amount of electricity, for the amount of electrical energy which we have used in that particular month. Okay, so if you want to reduce your electric bill, do remember to switch off the electrical appliances when you do not need them. Okay, so why do we use electrical energy? It is because electrical energy is easier to use. What we have to do, everything is present in our house, simply we have to switch on the light or fan to use electrical energy. So electrical energy is easier to use. Along with this, it does not pollute air like the other sources. It does not pollute air. Okay, so we know that if we use coal, it will it will cause air pollution. Okay, so if we use any other kind of energy, it may cause air pollution. So that is why this electrical energy is better to use as compared to others, because it does not pollute air. Okay, the next one we are going to learn about is energy of sunlight, which we can say as solar energy. Okay, which we can say as solar energy. So we know that plant uses sunlight to make their food. So one of the things which is very much required for the plant to make their food is sunlight. Without sunlight, plant will not be able to make their food. So if there is no sunlight, there will be no plant, and if there is no plant, then there will be no human beings. Okay, so nothing will be there if there is no sunlight. Even the crops will not grow properly. All the plants which are there in this world will die because they will not be able to make their own food. As a result, all the animals and all the human beings, all the living beings which are surviving in this world will die. That means the total ecosystem will be vanished if there is no sunlight. So it is not in a way that only plant uses sunlight. We human beings also uses sunlight to do different things. Okay, so most of the time, those who lack vitamin D, they used to sit under the sunshine. That is, to sit under the sunshine for some time to have vitamin D. Or you can say, to dry clothes we need sunlight. To cook food or to heat to make hot water, we need sunlight. Okay, so there are special cookers and heaters. We know that there are special cookers and heaters which are called as solar cookers and solar heaters. They uses the sun energy. They utilize the sun energy for heating and cooking, and this type of cookers are called as solar cookers or solar heaters. They are outside, means the box which contains solar cooker and solar heater will be totally black, because we know that as compared to other color, black absorb most of the heat energy. Okay, so that is why they are black in colors. So the solar cookers and solar heaters make uses of the sun energy for cooking and heating. Okay, so some cells are there. Some cells are there which also work on solar energy. That means they use sunlight to make electricity. Such cells are called as solar cells. Okay, they work on electrical energy. They utilize electrical energy, and they work on electrical energy. They work on sun energy, and finally they convert that into electrical energy. Okay, so at last we are going to learn about energy of motion, which we can call as kinetic energy. Okay, so energy of motion, the last one is energy of motion. So we can call this one as kinetic energy. We know that the energy possessed by a body due to its motion is called as kinetic energy. The energy possessed by a body due to its motion is called as kinetic energy. So when something moves, it has energy. It may be air, it may be water. Okay, it may be a vehicle, it may be a ball, it may be a bat. Okay, so a cricket bat. Okay, a moving cricket bat has energy in it. So that is why when we strike the ball moves. The ball changes its position. Okay, the ball moves. So why it moves? It moves due to the presence of it moves according to the amount of force utilized by us while hitting the ball. Okay, the distance it moves depend upon the amount of energy which we utilize while striking the ball. If we strike the ball with great energy. If we strike the ball with greater force, the ball will cover, the ball will travel more distance. If we utilize if we hit the ball with less energy, it will travel, it will cover less distance. So a moving bat has energy in it. Okay, the energy, the moving blades also have energy in it. So we all have a mixture grinder at our home, by which we used to grind mostly ginger, onion, etc. Okay, so when the blades inside the mixture, when the blades inside the grinder moves, it has energy in it, and due to the presence of energy, the onion, garlic, etc. what grinds due to the presence of energy in it. That means what? The moving blades inside the mixture grinder has energy in it. This energy makes grind or stir the food. Okay. So next one is what? A moving hammer. A moving hammer have energy of motions. So a moving hammer has energy of motion. So that is why it is used to, moving hammer used to drive the nails in. Okay, so moving air and moving water also have energy of motions. Okay, moving air and moving water also have energy of motions. So at present people use windmills. So blade turned by the wind, and water wheels, blade turned by the water to make electricity. Okay, so at present people uses windmills. So in case of windmills, the blade are turned by the wind. Along with this, people uses water wheels. So in this case, the blades are turned by the water current, are used to make electricity. So from this chapter we have learned about stored energy, chemical energy, the potential energy, electrical energy, solar energy, and kinetic energy. So hope you understood. If you have any kind of problem regarding the chapters, you may call me at night from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Thank you.